What happens when a love that once seemed unbreakable begins to unravel, and the whole world is watching? For years, Zach and Tori Roloff have been more than just reality TV stars. They've been symbols of resilience, love, and togetherness. Fans of Little People, Big World have followed their journey from an innocent courtship to a picture-perfect marriage filled with laughter, heartwarming family moments, and the beautiful chaos of raising 3 children. They were the couple many viewers rooted for, genuine, grounded, and devoted. Their bond seemed untouchable. Whether celebrating milestones on the family farm or sharing the challenges of raising children with dwarfism, Zach and Tori's relationship appeared to be a rock in the ever-changing world of reality television. But behind the scenes, cracks have started to show. The same couple who once shared joyful updates and playful Instagram posts now find themselves at the center of whispers, rumors of arguments, emotional distance, and a possible divorce. In this video, we take a deep and honest look at what might have led to this point. We'll explore the tension between their public image and the private struggles they've hinted at but rarely addressed. We'll revisit their love story, from its hopeful beginning to the complexities of marriage and fame. And finally, we'll talk about what this means for their future, their children, and the legacy they leave behind on Little People, Big World. Stay with us as we uncover the untold story behind Zach and Tori Roloff's unraveling love and ask the question, was their relationship ever truly as perfect as it seemed? Zach and Tori Roloff's love story began in the most unexpected yet heartwarming way, right on the Roloff family farm. Tori, a bright-eyed young woman with a gentle personality and a love for children, worked on the farm during pumpkin season. At the time, she was just a seasonal employee helping out during the busy harvest. Zach, meanwhile, had grown up on that very farm, often seen on TLC's Little People, Big World, helping his parents manage the land and welcoming crowds of tourists during their annual fall festival. Their first interaction wasn't marked by fireworks or dramatic declarations. It was something simpler, more authentic. Tori had quietly noticed Zach during work shifts, admiring his dedication and his calm, kind demeanor. Zach, known for being more reserved, was initially hesitant to make a move. But Tori's quiet charm and sincere nature gradually gave him the confidence to ask her out. Their first date lasted several hours, and both later admitted they knew something special had sparked between them that day. Their courtship unfolded before the eyes of Little People, Big World fans. What made their relationship unique was the way it grew so naturally in the midst of everyday life, among pumpkin patches, camera crews, and family traditions. Zach, who had always expressed concerns about dating due to his dwarfism, found in Tori someone who didn't see his stature as a limitation. She saw him, his heart, his humor, his loyalty, and loved him for exactly who he was. Their love culminated in one of the most touching episodes of LPBW, their wedding. The ceremony took place, of course, at Roloff Farms, the very place where it all began. Fans were invited into an intimate and emotional celebration. Surrounded by family, friends, and the beautiful Oregon landscape, Zach and Tori exchanged heartfelt vows. Their words reflected their journey, their gratitude for each other, the excitement for the future, and the strength they found in their differences. Tori's vow to Zach touched hearts across the country. She spoke not just of love, but of deep admiration for his strength, his faith, and his unwavering support. Zach, always sincere and heartfelt, promised to be her partner, protector, and best friend. Their vows were not merely poetic, but rooted in the real life they had already begun to build together. The couple's early married life continued to be documented on the show. They settled into a modest but cozy home in Oregon, close to the farm and to family. They expressed dreams of starting a family and building a life full of love, laughter, and tradition. Their shared vision included raising children who would feel confident, supported, and loved no matter what challenges life brought. Fans adored watching Zach and Tori create a life that seemed grounded and genuine. Their love was portrayed as the kind many people hope to find, built on friendship, trust, and mutual respect. They weren't flashy or overly dramatic. Instead, they were real. They shared goofy moments, quiet dinners, parenting dreams, and family holiday plans. From that first pumpkin season shift to their wedding day, Zach and Tori's journey felt like something out of a modern-day fairy tale. But as with any great story, fairy tales don't always stay perfect, and in the chapters to come, reality would begin to test the strength of their bond. As Zach and Tori Roloff settled into married life, their world grew in both love and complexity. Not long after tying the knot, they welcomed their first child, Jackson Kyle Roloff, into the world in 2017. It was a joyous moment for the couple and for fans of Little People, Big World, who had followed their journey from the first spark of romance to this new chapter of parenthood. Raising Jackson, followed by daughter Lila Ray in 2019 and their youngest, Josiah Luke, in 2022, was a beautiful adventure. But it was also one that unfolded in front of millions of viewers. Each milestone, from baby steps to birthday celebrations, was captured by TLC's cameras. And while many parents document their children's lives on social media, the Roloffs were doing it on national television. Their children's unique medical realities brought added layers of both joy and concern. All three of their kids were diagnosed with achondroplasia, the most common form of dwarfism, a genetic condition that Zach himself lives with. For Zach and Tori, this meant walking a tightrope, protecting their children's privacy and well-being while also educating the world about the realities of raising children with dwarfism. Tori has spoken candidly about the fears and hopes she carries as a mom. In interviews and heartfelt Instagram posts, she shared the weight of watching her children undergo medical procedures, such as leg surgeries or developmental therapy. While the public praised her vulnerability and strength, it was an emotional toll that often went unseen. Being in the spotlight brought its fair share of tension, too. The production of Little People, Big World demanded a certain openness. Cameras rolled during family meals, doctor visits, and even hospital stays. It wasn't just about being a mom and dad, it was about being TV parents, expected to look put together even on their hardest days. Every frown, frustrated exchange, or tired sigh risked being scrutinized, clipped for a trailer, or discussed on social media. The Roloffs faced constant commentary from fans and critics alike. Parenting styles were dissected, decisions questioned, and even their children's medical updates were subject to debate. Despite it all, Zach and Tori tried to maintain as much normalcy as they could. They hosted low-key birthday parties, took their kids on hikes and camping trips, and worked to build meaningful traditions away from the cameras. But finding that balance between reality and reality TV was never easy. Scheduling conflicts often arose between filming obligations and family priorities. Tori, who previously worked as a kindergarten teacher, had to make the difficult decision to stay home full-time, not just to raise her children, but to keep the household running amidst their demanding public life. Social media became both a haven and a battlefield. Tori frequently used Instagram to share honest moments of parenting, messy rooms, tired days, and emotional reflections. Fans praised her authenticity, but she wasn't immune to the harshness of online critics. Every post was open to judgment. Was she doing too much? Too little? Were they exposing their kids too soon? The public pressure didn't just affect parenting, it impacted their marriage too. The constant filming and fan attention left little room for privacy. As Zach and Tori navigated sleepless nights, differing parenting styles, and their own mental health, they were also juggling filming schedules and public expectations. They couldn't have a bad day without risking headlines like, "Is there trouble in the Roloff marriage?" Still, they pressed on. They laughed on camera. They danced with their kids in the kitchen. They held hands during interviews. For every criticism, there was a message from a fan saying, "Your family gives me hope," or "I see myself in your story." And for a long time, that was enough. But behind the smiles, the tension was quietly building. The cracks were small at first, differences in parenting approach, time apart due to family drama, growing discomfort with the demands of the show. These cracks would eventually grow wider, setting the stage for even deeper struggles in the chapters to come. As the years went on, viewers began to notice cracks in what once seemed like an unshakable bond between Zach and Tori Roloff. Although they continued to present a united front publicly, subtle shifts in their dynamic started surfacing, and loyal fans of Little People, Big World didn't miss a beat. Their once charming banter seemed less frequent. Longtime followers began dissecting each post, each comment, and each appearance for signs of trouble. One major clue came in the form of Tori's changing tone on social media. Posts that once overflowed with joyful parenting moments and couple selfies gradually gave way to more isolated content. Photos of the kids without Zach, captions that hinted at exhaustion, and emotional messages about feeling overwhelmed. While none of the posts directly addressed their marriage, fans began speculating whether something deeper was going on behind the scenes. A particularly poignant moment came when Tori shared, "Some days are heavier than others. I'm doing my best, even when it doesn't feel like enough." That one sentence sent shockwaves through their fanbase. Zach, too, seemed to retreat from the spotlight more than usual. Though he's never been one to overshare, his social media presence dwindled, and when he did post, it was often about the kids or mundane family activities. Notably absent were mentions of Tori or expressions of affection. What once looked like a team effort in parenting and life started to appear like two people walking parallel, but increasingly separate paths. Then there's the elephant in the room: Zach's ongoing tension with his father, Matt Roloff. Their public disagreement over the future of the Roloff family farm wasn't just a business dispute. It drove a wedge straight through the heart of the family. Zach was clearly hurt by how things unfolded, and when he and Tori ultimately decided not to take over the farm, many saw it as a turning point. The rift didn't just affect Zach's relationship with Matt, it echoed into his home life. With Tori standing firmly by her husband during the dispute, the couple distanced themselves from the rest of the family, choosing to settle further away and carve their own identity, for better or worse. This isolation may have helped them create boundaries, but it also seemed to distance them from support. As the tension with Matt grew colder, Zach and Tori appeared more withdrawn. Fans couldn't help but speculate that the unresolved family drama was taking a toll on their marriage. The rumor mill didn't stop churning. Reddit threads, fan pages, and Instagram comment sections buzzed with speculation. Are Zach and Tori still together? Why don't they post about each other anymore? Was the fallout with Matt too much pressure for their relationship? Every little detail, from the lack of joint photos to Tori being seen without her wedding ring on certain days, was picked apart. It didn't help when Tori began posting more cryptic, emotionally charged messages. She wrote about the pressures of motherhood, the exhaustion of always giving without replenishment, and how lonely life can feel even when surrounded by people. Fans who had admired her vulnerability began to worry, not just for her mental health, but for the state of her marriage. There were no public fights, no dramatic unfollows, and no statements from the couple themselves. And maybe that's what made the rumors grow louder. The silence was deafening. Zach and Tori weren't confirming or denying anything. They were simply letting fans draw their own conclusions. And so, as more time passed without visible signs of romantic connection between the two, what had started as whispers of marital fatigue turned into a steady hum of speculation. Were Zach and Tori simply overwhelmed parents with a busy life, or were they quietly navigating the end of a once iconic love story? At this point in their journey, the answers remained hidden, but the signs were starting to surface. As Zach and Tori Roloff's relationship appears to be unraveling, many fans are asking the most important question of all: what about the kids? Jackson, Lila, and Josiah have been the heart and soul of the couple's journey on Little People, Big World. So, in the wake of divorce rumors and emotional tension, how are Zach and Tori navigating parenting amidst possible separation? Shielding the children from the storm. From the outside looking in, Zach and Tori are doing everything they can to protect their children from the emotional toll of their marital struggles. Insiders close to the family say the couple is taking a kids-first approach. Despite their differences, they remain united when it comes to parenting. Family friends say that both Zach and Tori have chosen not to discuss the separation in front of their children. Jackson, the eldest, may sense a shift in household dynamics, but the couple reportedly avoids arguing or showing emotional strain when the kids are around. Lila and Josiah, still very young, may not fully grasp the situation yet, and that's something Zach and Tori seem grateful for. Their priority is to maintain a consistent and nurturing routine so the children feel secure and loved, regardless of what's happening behind closed doors. Tori has shared subtle, heartwarming moments with the kids on her Instagram. Backyard playdates, dance parties in the kitchen, school pickups, and they all serve to reinforce a sense of normalcy. Zach, too, has been spotted taking Jackson to soccer practice and spending one-on-one time with Josiah. These are signs of a parenting team determined not to let their marital struggles spill over into their children's emotional world. Co-parenting decisions: stay in Oregon or move. One of the looming questions fans have been speculating about is whether Zach or Tori, or possibly both, might move out of Oregon. As of now, the couple resides in Battleground, Washington, which is not far from the original Roloff family farm in Hillsboro, Oregon. Their home, which they moved into in 2021, was meant to be a long-term space to raise their family. But with potential divorce proceedings, the logistics of co-parenting become more complicated. Sources close to the family claim that Tori is considering relocating, possibly closer to her family in California. However, others say she's still unsure and is weighing what's best for the kids, particularly since Jackson has started school and developed a strong local routine. Zach, meanwhile, appears more rooted in Oregon, largely due to his connection to the Roloff legacy, even though his relationship with his father Matt remains tense. There's also speculation that Zach may not want to be too far from the farm and the family's history, even if he no longer participates in its day-to-day operations. While nothing has been confirmed publicly, fans believe the most likely outcome, if a separation is finalized, would be a shared custody arrangement where both parents remain in the Pacific Northwest, allowing the children to stay close to both parents. This approach would align with Zach and Tori's shared values of keeping their kids' lives as stable as possible. Reactions from Amy Roloff, Matt, and other family members. So how has the Roloff family responded to the strain in Zach and Tori's marriage? Amy Roloff, Zach's mother, has always had a close bond with Tori. Over the years, she's praised Tori as a wonderful mother and a supportive partner to her son. However, fans have noticed that Amy has recently been more reserved when posting or speaking about the couple. Some interpret this as a protective move, giving her son and daughter-in-law space to work through their issues privately. Still, Amy was spotted spending more time with the grandchildren, particularly with Lila and Josiah, which may be her way of offering support to both Zach and Tori without picking sides. Matt Roloff's involvement is less clear. His fractured relationship with Zach has been well documented, especially surrounding the sale of the Roloff farms. Matt and Zach had a public falling out that strained their father-son dynamic, and some believe this rift has indirectly added tension to Zach and Tori's marriage. While Matt has not commented directly on the divorce speculation, he has continued sharing updates on the farm and on life with Karen, seemingly avoiding the subject altogether. Some fans believe his silence speaks volumes. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff, Zach's brother and sister-in-law, have not commented publicly either, although tensions between the two couples have been rumored for years. The distance between them, both geographically and emotionally, seems to have grown, especially since the family split over farm inheritance disputes. Jacob and Isabel Roloff have maintained a more private stance as well. Although Jacob has been outspoken in the past about his disinterest in family fame and the TLC spotlight, he and his wife are said to have a cordial relationship with both Zach and Tori. Whether that translates into emotional support during this challenging time is unclear. Still, the overarching feeling among Roloff insiders is one of disappointment and heartbreak. The family had always seen Zach and Tori as the couple that could withstand the pressures of reality TV, parenting, and family drama. If they're struggling, it makes others in the family pause and reflect on the impact of fame and generational conflict. TLC's stance: a network under pressure. And then there's TLC, the network that brought the Roloffs into America's living rooms and turned their family story into one of the most enduring docuseries in cable television history. As rumors swirl and emotional Instagram posts gain traction, viewers are wondering how the network is responding behind the scenes. Will TLC address the split in an official statement? Will the next season of Little People, big world include this deeply personal chapter in Zach and Tori's life? At this time, TLC has remained tight-lipped. There have been no public announcements confirming or denying a divorce storyline in the upcoming season. However, past precedent shows that the network rarely issues statements about personal developments unless they're already confirmed or will be included in upcoming episodes. In fact, this type of real-life drama often fuels interest and ratings for shows like LPBW. What we do know is that production on the next season is either underway or being heavily discussed, and producers are likely weighing how much of the current situation to document. There's always the risk of overexposing personal pain for the sake of viewership. Still, fans have come to expect transparency and authenticity from Zach and Tori, who have shared everything from surgeries to pregnancy losses on camera. Some reports suggest that Zach may be taking a step back from filming due to emotional exhaustion, while Tori has allegedly requested some editorial control over how their story is portrayed. Whether TLC grants those requests or leans into the drama for ratings is anyone's guess. So, what comes next for Zach and Tori Roloff? After everything they've gone through, from public scrutiny to personal heartbreak, the question now hanging in the air is this the end of the road or just a detour on their journey together? For many fans, the hope still lingers that this may not be a permanent split. After all, Zach and Tori have weathered storms before, moments of tension, fatigue, and even silence. There have been reports suggesting that, in the past, the couple explored counseling and therapy to cope with both the stresses of parenting and the immense pressure from being reality TV figures. While things may appear final on the surface, those close to the family hint at one last thread of connection that hasn't been entirely severed. Their children, Jackson, Lila, and Josiah, remain a significant unifying force. The shared goal of raising them in a stable, loving environment could become the very reason they seek out therapy again, not necessarily as a couple, but as co-parents trying to do what's best for their kids. The possibility of reconciliation, while slim in the current climate, can't be completely ruled out. However, the fan base is deeply divided. Some longtime viewers express heartbreak and disbelief, having seen the couple as the moral heart of Little People, Big World. "They were the reason I still watched," one fan posted. "If they can't make it, what hope do the rest of us have?" Others, however, are offering support tinged with understanding. "Sometimes love means letting go," wrote another viewer. "They gave it everything. They don't owe anyone more pain just to keep up appearances." Social media continues to be flooded with messages of encouragement, grief, and even frustration. Some accuse TLC of exploiting their pain for ratings, while others thank the network for providing a platform that allowed viewers to connect with the Roloffs in such an intimate way. The debate is ongoing, but one thing is clear: this moment marks a turning point in the LPBW universe. And now the bigger question: what does this mean for the future of Little People, Big World? With Zach and Tori being such integral figures, many fans are speculating whether the show can, or should, go on without them. Tori has hinted in recent months at stepping back from public life to focus on her children, while Zach's reduced appearances already foreshadowed a possible departure. If the divorce becomes official, the show's producers will have to make a decision: pivot the narrative around other family members like Amy, Matt, Karen, or even bring Jeremy and Audrey back into the spotlight, or finally close the curtain on one of reality TV's most enduring families. There's also the possibility of a spin-off focused on co-parenting, healing, and what it's like to rebuild life after love, something fans would no doubt rally behind if Zach and Tori agreed to participate. But regardless of where the show goes, the real story is still unfolding, off-camera, in private moments where two people who once shared everything now face the most painful question of all: where do we go from here? As we close this chapter in Zach and Tori Roloff's journey, one truth resonates louder than any headline or rumor: love, in all its forms, is never static. It grows, shifts, struggles, and sometimes it transforms. What began as a fairy tale romance on a family farm became a story of resilience, partnership, and family devotion. Even if their paths are now diverging, the foundation they built, their children, their memories, and their shared dreams will always remain a part of who they are. While the future remains uncertain, one thing is clear: Zach and Tori's story has deeply touched millions. Whether you're a longtime fan of Little People, Big World, or someone who found inspiration in their strength and vulnerability, their legacy extends beyond the screen. It's a reminder that love isn't just about happy endings, it's also about honoring the journey.